All right, welcome back to another episode of Unheard, episode 14. And guess what? This is our final episode of season 1. It has been quite
A journey.
a journey. Guys, I'm Verol Billett.
I'm Jason Henry.
And, thank you for sticking with us, listening, interacting in the way you have done. We appreciate it. Continue to like, share, and subscribe. Please comment. It really does help us know what you guys are thinking and what you want to share. We really appreciate it. And though it's the last episode for season 1, you'll be seeing us around, I'm sure, doing different things. So stay tuned, So a couple of things have been happening.
Yes.
We both have been quite busy of late, helping out with relief missions and trying to help Jamaica, with the mental health. Because Melissa did take a toll on all of us.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so we're just trying to play our part in rebuilding Jamaica.
Quite so. Yeah.
Right? So you'll see us around, don't worry. We're doing our thing. Current events. Before we jump into what we have planned for today, on November 19th, which was Wednesday,
Yeah.
we celebrated International Men's Day. So, big up all men and boys. International Men's Day is something that is celebrated every year on November 19th. And the theme for this year was celebrating men and boys. And I think it's quite fitting, especially now here for us. And I would just want to send a shout out to all the men who are also first responders. I mean, you have sacrificed a whole lot in recent time to be there for everybody else, not just doctors and soldiers and firemen and police officers, but also volunteers. You just get up and just helped, and even in the various communities, the men and boys who took charge to clear the roadways and to try and make linkages, checking out for each other, checking out for other family members, community members,
Directing traffic.
helping to direct traffic and that sort of thing. Just even if as a man you just pick up the phone and just say, hey, you alright? Big up yourself, because no matter what, no matter how small you may think the gesture is, I'm sure it mattered significantly. So big up yourself. International Men's Day.
Every time.
Okay. So yeah. All right. So for today, for the final episode, what we have planned, Jason and I are putting ourselves out there. It's not the content for today is not strictly about
Not a specific topic.
men and masculinity and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
We're both men, so we're answering. I guess that's enough for today.
Yeah.
But we're going to be answering questions specific to
Therapy.
what we do as psychologists.
Right.
So, a little preamble, I guess. I often get asked, what do you do as a psychologist?
Right.
Because sometimes interacting with children specifically, I'll ask, I'll say I'm a psychologist, and then I'll ask, do you know who a psychologist is or what we do? Oftentimes, treatment people, right?
Yeah.
And so I'll go in to explain a little bit, because I think education is very important. And explain all the different things that I do. Other persons, like adults, they'll ask me, so what do you do?
Yeah.
Is it just, do you do therapy? Do you do counseling? Do you...
The assessment.
The assessment part doesn't really come. I have
That's
to
true.
talk about the
That's true.
assessment part.
Yeah.
Alright? And so I educate that I also I'm able to do different things. And I intend to do multiple things. Because I choose to.
Of course.
Because one, I can't afford to get bored. I can't. For me, doing the same thing over and over every single day just doesn't sound appealing.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I'm right there with you.
So yeah. See, anything to add to that?
Not really. I mean, I think you covered it. It's really just like, there's like the normal like questions of like, okay, like what's the difference between a psychologist and a therapist and a counselor and a psychiatrist?
Mm-hmm.
So you have those kind of questions, but I don't think the questions we have are those kind of questions.
Well, they're not.
Yeah.
They're not.
They're not those kind of questions.
Okay. And just to say that, well, you might have garnered from what I just said that our days, especially working in private practice, differs from one to the other. There's a variation. So there can be a day where we have therapy clients back to back to back, like I did earlier today.
Mm-hmm. Same.
And that's all I do on that day when I'm interacting with clients, because there's always reading that needs to be done, case notes,
Yeah.
research,
Yeah.
or having a consultation with a colleague or something.
Continuing
meetings.
education.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
There's research, writing. Research has various elements to that. That's another thing.
Yeah.
Teaching, thinking about what the next lesson is going to be, planning for that.
Did you say presentations?
I was about to say presentations, having meetings there. There can be a lot of meetings sometimes too, for varying reasons. Right? And then you're called to, you can answer the call to be a part of organizations, and that has its own responsibility sometimes based on your level of investment into that organization or your involvement in that organization. So it can be a lot.
Yep.
But don't want to bore you with all of that stuff. So Jason, you want to start?
I was actually going to defer to you because like the first question we have here, we kind of were debating on whether or not we should even like answer this question. Technically. All right, so I'll just let's just say, right? So basically, one of the most important things about being a therapist is confidentiality. It's one of the big 5 ethics. And so the thing about the question is that we're obviously not going to say who it was, right? And I don't think they would either, to be fair. Yeah, I'm pretty certain they're not going to. So in answering the question, it's kind of like, well, you don't know who we're talking about, but we're going to say it because it's a fairly good question.
For that question that you're talking about,
the first one on
the list, something just hit me that I have had to talk about this.
Oh, word? Oh, okay.
It's not something that is the answer to the question. I will get there. It's not something that is openly spoken about in Jamaica.
Wait, as in the answer to the question?
The answer to the question.
Oh, because I don't actually know what he's gonna say, but he knows what I'm gonna say about mine, but yeah.
So go ahead. Okay. Or I should ask the question?
Yeah, you can ask it.
Alright, so the question is, what's the strangest thing you've ever had to explain to someone in therapy?
Right. And so my answer was what sex was. But the catch was, it was to a kid, but their mom was here. And basically the mom is looking at me to explain to her son what it is. And I'm like, is this my responsibility? I don't know. But then she's just laughing and it's just like, no, you can do it. So I'm like, okay, I guess I will. And so I'm like, this is so weird. But it was weird having to explain that because I'm like, should I do this? Should I be doing this? But the parents was there, so yeah.
Okay, all right. And for me, that's not weird because that's something that I've done repeatedly. I'm talking about puberty and masturbation and menstruation and all of that stuff.
Incredible.
I think for me, the strangest thing, but the thing is, I didn't feel weird talking about it. But I guess the strangest thing that I've had to explain to someone in therapy was about BDSM.
Oh,
BDSM and fetishes and stuff like that.
that's so funny. I wouldn't have thought that was weird. That's interesting. I've talked about it before too, but that never even crossed my mind.
But the thing is, I didn't feel weird talking about it. But I think it's the strangest thing is because in Jamaica it's not really openly spoken about like that.
Yeah, for certain people,
and I think to add more context, the person was older than I was.
Okay. So they just never know nothing about them thing then. Okay, got you. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So in the context, it makes sense because, like, I guess especially it was kind of almost like you're picking up on their reservations or vanilla,
the ignorance, and there's no judgment. Right? I want us to understand this. There's no judgment because I want persons to understand that in the therapy space, it's very safe. And I think in both instances, one would have to feel safe to venture even to ask and inquire about certain things. And it's safe to say that they felt safe enough to ask. And
there you go. Yeah.
And they didn't feel like they were being judged. They weren't being thought of as an idiot or anything like that. They just wanted
So, of course, if you have a question, like, it makes sense you ask it in therapy. It's the safest place to ask it. Yeah. All right, so the next question. Do you ever mentally diagnose characters on Netflix for fun?
Or in shows in general?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Of course. All the time.
The DSM is just tick, 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 tick. Yeah. Okay.
And sometimes, like, you'll notice, like, sometimes you might even ask, like, did they write this with, like, the DSM criteria in mind? You know?
Possibly. I mean...
Because it's like, you hit all of them. So
but they may also have had consultants, too.
Yes, that's true.
Right? And the reality is, shows are shows. And so sometimes they may take inspiration from real life events.
Yes.
Right? And then sometimes the presentation is just too much. Right? The presentation is too much. It's not quite like that.
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes it's like kind of hyperbolic, and then sometimes it's like they're hitting some of the criteria, but then there's others where it's like, okay, that's kind of dubious. But then they might even say the thing in the show, and then it's like, well, I don't know if they really would qualify per se, but I guess given it's just a show or whatever. But you know, it's funny. I wanted to actually like do a YouTube series, kind of talking about different characters. Like one in particular. You watch Hey Arnold growing up, right? So I was thinking to do one on Helga. Just because, you see what I'm saying? Because that's the thing. Because she's so complex.
Helga is quite a character.
Yeah.
Helga is indeed quite a character.
There's so many contradictions with her that it's like, because she's like really smart, she's very poetic, but she's also a bully. There's definitely like attachment trauma there.
Because then you have her, if I remember it correctly, I haven't watched it in a while. There was her dad, she had her stepmom.
No, her mom, it's not her stepmom.
It's her mom. But certainly there's an interesting dynamic between her and her sister.
Yeah.
Right? And herself and her dad as well.
She had the workaholic dad, like as kids we didn't realize it, but like the mom with the smoothies, like you know, she was drinking a lot. And she would kind of had a more slurred speech, but it was maybe more fatigue, I guess. Then you have the golden child in her sister, and then she's kind of the scapegoat. Yeah, and then like there's like she's in limerence with Arnold, but she has to be a bully because she can't show that vulnerable side, and yeah, fascinating character. Okay. So I was thinking to do that, but I'm like, it's the time. It's the time. So I'll probably do that at some point.
Alright, I don't know if this one is good. If your day had a theme song, depending on your caseload, what genre would it be today?
That's tricky. I feel like you might have okay, you saw mostly kids today?
Yeah.
Right, so I saw a family, I saw a couple, and I saw an individual. So it's pretty varied for me. Yeah, it's more like that's what I call music volume 52 type thing. It's just like,
In reading the question, oh God, I can't believe I'm going to be saying this.
we need the views, please do it.
In reading the question, no music came to mind. You know what came to mind? 6-7.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Oh my God. So here's the funny thing with that, right? So
I can't.
like literally, I was in the lobby. I'm not gonna say too much info, but I was in the lobby. There's a kid in the lobby, so I wasn't supposed to start yet, and that was the first time I actually heard a kid say 6-7 to me.
Today?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, it actually happened. Wow, it's kind of.
I was introduced to this right now in November.
Yeah, so like October-ish,
No,
September.
probably about September. I didn't know what it was.
I'm old, bro.
And then I didn't know what it was. And then I made the mistake of searching for it on TikTok.
Where you found no answer.
And then my timeline got corrupted.
Oh. So you move from like, oh wait, but you searched this before the hurricane. Okay. Yeah, I feel like retrain the algorithm.
Oh, I've done that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I've done that.
Definitely use incognito for that. Did I give an answer for this? Oh yeah, if they had a theme song. I don't know, cause I'm always like listening to like, it's funny, like it's only recently I realized like, you listen to a lot of sad music. There a reason for that? You don't really.
For me, and this is actually some other question, answering some other question in the list that we have. How do you switch from hearing drama stories, or it can be any story, from your sessions to going home and deciding on what to cook for dinner? But it's basically switching from what you do for work to going back to
Personal
life, regular life, whatever. And my thing is, when I jump in a car, Linkin Park, soca music, or some other type of music that I like is being played, because my Spotify never fails me, right? And I sing along, and so I guess it's a ritual that I have, that I kind of, try to help me do the transition type of thing.
Okay.
But yeah.
I don't know. Dude, I listen to pretty much anything. Probably not soca, to be fair. Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, it'd be good to soca. I'm like, wow, this is fun and whatever. It's lighter, it's upbeat. But I don't. I tend to just like listen to like sad stuff. Not on purpose. I don't have anything to do with like the session. It's not like, oh yes, let me get into the mode of sadness to listen to something sad or something angry or whatever. I'm not doing that. It would have been something I was doing anyway, because it's just like, oh yeah, this song, there's like sometimes more depth to the lyrics or something like that.
The question I have is, are you listening to the song or are you listening?
I'm vibing. I'm sorry guys, yeah, I'm just vibing. It's just really like, yeah, like the vibe might be sad, but there's like a depth to it. So I like the depth part. When I listen to like more happy stuff, there's less depth because it's more on the surface, just like, oh yeah, well, we're having a nice time. So if it's like soca or rap or something more pop, then it's like, oh yeah, like it's nice, but like there's no layers, and so maybe I want the layers.
Okay.
Maybe that's it.
And I listen to 90s to early 2000s music because that was my childhood.
Yeah. Yeah, so the nostalgia is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. All right. We spoke about this slightly before. What's the one phrase you repeat so often in sessions that it could be printed on a T-shirt?
No judgment. Legit.
No judgment.
No judgment.
No judgment. Okay.
Help me understand.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's another one. Help me understand.
That's a step.
Okay.
How I probably help start the processing of something that was shared. Help me understand how.
Okay.
Help me understand what was happening when. That sort of thing. The thing is, I'm struggling a bit. I'm sure there are common things like my clients would probably tell me right off the bat, but for me to think about it, because I'm not necessarily recording.
Yeah. Someone had actually.
I'm in the moment with my clients. I'm not. I'm just right there with them.
Someone had put a meme in the group where it was like, basically like you said something and it's like profound to the client or whatever, and then they're like, "Oh, that's good. Can you repeat what you just said?"
Tell me what you heard.
That's a good way to manage that. It's like I can't tell you that because I don't remember what you said. That's always the next thing too. Like, they don't remember. Then they say, "Well, it was something like this, but it never sound like this. It sound different." So yeah.
So here's the thing. It's not that we don't know, but sometimes we're just there with you.
Yeah.
That we're so
In the moment.
connected, or we're so locked in that things are just flowing sometimes.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. And
You have to just catch the moment, ride that wave.
yeah. And it also happens to me too when I'm teaching, especially if I'm explaining something or I'm dictating something. I go off the top of my head, right? And so students are like, sir, so tell me what you just said. I'm like, huh?
I don't remember.
But I'll probably say something similar, but it's not going to be the same.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It never will be because the moment is never the same. That's the thing. But I guess for my shirt, it would be embrace your pain or face your pain. Just because, like, that's kind of the whole point. You know, a lot of the times we're running away from things. And so that leads to problems. You know, whether, you know, it could be addictions, it could be just like the issue is there just growing and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then it's like manifesting itself into you getting this symptom and now that symptom and now that symptom, and now you have a disorder because you now meet criteria for it. So there's that as well. But yeah, you know, really just kind of facing the pain, because ultimately it's like it's such a great skill and not a lot of people have it. So if you can have that skill and kind of get more comfortable, it's like that Rudyard Kipling poem. I can't remember the exact way he phrased it, but it's basically like when you can meet triumph and disaster the same and treat them the same, that's when, and you know, the whole poem is just like, if you can do this, if you can do that, then it ends as, then you will have become a man. But in this context, we can say, then you would have become an adult, you've grown up. Because that's really it. You know, triumph is great, but part of how you get to triumph is facing disaster, facing the challenges, learning from them, then applying what you learn, then you succeed. So, yeah.
One thing just came to mind, I know I've repeated many, many times, remember that you're human first. Beyond all the labels, mother, father, sister, brother, teacher, doctor, lawyer, all
BDSM person.
Whatever it is, beyond, before all of those things, you're human first, and that says a lot. It says that you're worthy. It says that you have your needs, your human needs. It says all of these different things.
All right, so this other question, we kind of touched on it, so let's jump to the other one. Am I supposed to say it or you?
Which one?
I guess I'm saying. Has a client ever accidentally taught you a coping skill?
Of course. And let's expand that a little bit.
Yeah. Have they taught you something?
I never ever profess that I know everything. I've often said I don't know anything. Right? I've often said that because for me, I'm constantly in a space of learning. And my clients have taught me so much. Right? They have taught me a lot about myself.
Yeah.
They have taught me a lot about what happens in the world. They've taught me, definitely coping skills. That it works for this person, this works for this person, and I say, well, I've heard this, and I'll say to somebody else, I've heard that this works. You want to try it? And it works. So,
Okay. I feel like the answer is yes, but I can't think of what right now.
I can't say.
As in you know, but you can't say.
I can't say.
Okay, well, that's fine. You know what I'm saying. But what I can answer is that I've seen someone use a coping skill that I was already using, but I didn't know until I saw it in front of me. But basically, it's humor, right? And so it's funny, like a lot of people use humor to kind of like diffuse things, but it's just how they did it. How they did it was so like, where did you learn that? Because it was like looking at myself, and I couldn't believe like I was actually seeing it, and I'm like, oh yes, I do this. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I get why you do it. Yeah, it makes sense.
Right.
I do this all the time.
Because I think for me as a therapist, I'm big on self-reflection, and when I'm thinking about my clients in between sessions, preparing, doing up the case notes or everything, I'm like, okay, what happened, but also think about, okay, how was I in this session with this client? Doing that assessment, did I have any reactions? What were my feelings towards some of these things that came up, that sort of thing?
Yeah. Then the self-work
Right.
works itself into the work. Yeah.
So because I have to be careful that I'm not projecting or transference or these things that are not helpful that my client needs to. How I see it, when I'm with my client is the star of the show. And so my intention is with them, on them, and I'm there with them walking for that time. This question though may be a bit controversial. I think it is because of how formal training happens. Right? How often do you have to pretend you're not shocked when you are shocked? Right? And I say it's controversial because
sometimes it's the opposite.
There are in training in some. When you're being trained in some places, you're trained. It is said that you should keep a neutral face, a neutral vibe as a therapist, so that the client can.
Yeah.
I'm Jamaican, and I have found that my clients don't necessarily appreciate this cold vibe.
Yeah. Some therapists kind of have it though.
I know.
Yeah.
And so I think for me, being human, being genuine in my sessions is very helpful for me and my clients. Right? But because it builds that connection.
Yeah.
Right?
Because how you going, you see, that's the thing, like part of it, when you kind of thinking about like the person-centered approach, right? Part of that is genuineness. So how you going to be genuine doing some gray rock thing? You know?
Now, don't get me wrong, there have been a number of stories that I've been doing this, almost 10 years. So I've been exposed to a lot of things. And I've said that there are things that don't shock me anymore. For instance, so some clients may want to hold back things because they feel like, oh my God, this is too much. No. Okay?
Yeah.
But there have been times when I'm like, huh? Can you repeat that for me, please?
Yeah.
I heard you, but I'm not sure I understand. Can you do that rewind for me, please?
Yeah.
Because one, I'm human. I can't stop saying that, right? And so I may have a reaction every now and then, but it's not an everyday thing.
Go ahead.
There may be times, though, it may a particular, I guess, a facial expression may be misread as shock, because for me, I am aware that sometimes when I'm thinking, there's something that happens on my face. Right? I don't know if you've seen it.
Yes. I mean, in the context of therapy, obviously not, but like sometimes like when you're talking, maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I'm piecing things together either silently or I'm talking it through. And so a person may say, oh, did I say too much? Or I'm like, no, it's just what's going on here.
Yeah. You're right. It's funny, this question, because I was thinking, like, is it the opposite? Where sometimes I feel like I'm pretending to be shocked when I'm not. Because sometimes it's like, and so I guess maybe I kind of might come off like slightly hypocritical here. Because it's like, if I'm saying the genuineness in terms of reacting is important, why then would I not react? Or why would I then pretend to show a particular expression when I'm not maybe feeling that way? It's context, because sometimes it's like, it's not that what was said wasn't shocking. It's just that it's not going to shock me. Right? So it's kind of what you were saying before, where it's like, I've heard this before, or, maybe you think it's like this really big deal. But it's like, I know you think it's a big deal, and so it's really big and magnanimous of you to even share it, and I appreciate that. And so I will kind of like repay that with some surprise. Not overwhelming surprise, of course, but a decent dosage of it. And then there's some times where someone does say something to the point, and I literally laugh out loud because I can't help it. And then like we're both just laughing.
The vibe of the session really does help, and the connection you have with the client really does help to kind of for you to, and it's not like you're faking it either.
No.
Because what I'm hearing from you is, based on where you are in your therapeutic relationship, you may not get, the person may not, you may not get give a particular reaction. You may not give a reaction, you're just there sitting down just listening, versus maybe later on when there's a solid therapeutic relationship and the person says something and both of you just bust out a laugh, right? And that happens. It doesn't mean that you're disingenuous.
Yeah.
Right. It just means that it's context. A lot of it is context. Yeah.
Agreed. All right.
Oh wow.
That's a good one. I could skip it but I won't. Do you ever rehearse your empathetic responses in the mirror like an actor?
Never, ever.
No, I don't. But I will admit this. There are times where I will maybe get an insight and then I start kind of speaking out loud about it. And it's like, I'm going to do that in session. I'm not going to, because it's not going to go that way. It never does. But it's just good to get that insight and kind of talk it out. And then I'm like, okay, let me write it down, because like that's important to like bear in mind. So I'll do something like that. But practice now. Like, oh, let me look sad. All right, what's your sad face? You start laughing.
Oh no. And I feel like if you're faking, your clients will know.
Yeah, just whatever your reaction is, just let it be that. I think that is probably the best way to go.
All right. What's the quietest moment of your day and what usually triggers it?
What triggers my most quiet moment of the
What's
day?
the quietest moment of your day? Or if not,
Waking up? I don't know.
or not, if not, what
Or
triggers
work.
it? Or when is it? Like, what is it like?
No, I don't know. I mean, it could be like some mornings I'm meditating, so that's quiet. Sometimes I have to process my own feelings, so that could be quiet. Or waking up. Yeah, it's a weird question. I don't know. Those are my quiet moments.
For me, when I wake up in the mornings,
Mm.
those first few moments, there's just quiet,
Mm.
right?
I don't have an alarm.
Granted, I don't consider myself a morning person. You don't have an alarm?
Typically, no. Like I don't know, because my body's conditioned to wake up. So it just wakes up. It's funny. I can literally intend wake up at 7 and wake up at 7.
Kudos to you.
Yeah. If it's like some weird time, then I have to set the alarm.
Granted, my alarm is there. It doesn't ring. You know?
Ah.
Sure, snooze. Bye.
Oh, I never snooze. Yeah, I never snooze.
How adult of you?
I don't know. I think it's all the rays or something.
Mm-hmm. But in the mornings, like first few moments, really quiet, and adjust and get ready to go. Sometimes I'll take moments throughout the day, depending on the day I'm having. I'll take some moments throughout the day and just
Woosah.
empty my mind, just so it's, or put everything on pause in the mind, because my mind is quite busy, right? And put everything on pause and just, enjoy that for a little bit.
Agreed. Yeah, and I'll have those moments as well, because sometimes like it's a noisy world. So when you can find that little oasis of quiet, it's really good. You want to ask the next one?
Let's see. What do you wish more people knew about the silence between your questions?
I was hoping you weren't gonna ask that too.
In sessions.
Oh my god. I was really hoping you weren't gonna ask that. I don't know.
Why?
Because like sometimes it's weird. Like with some people, there's no quiet at all.
Fair.
So it's really tricky to answer that one. Because like, if it's someone who is like they immediately react to what you say, or I immediately react to what they say, it's kind of like okay. But then there are other times where there really is quiet.
Nice.
Right? And that's because like they're genuinely like processing what was said or processing the feeling. So yeah, because they know that, so that's why it's hard for them to answer that, because they know that's the quiet time now, so that's what we're doing.
For me, yes, it's a space to process, and it's not that I'm not. For me, if you've asked me something and you're expecting an immediate response and I'm quiet, it's because I'm not. Whatever you said probably is not for me. Let me rephrase. Whatever you said triggered something in me that is linking that to something you said sessions ago.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right?
Okay.
So I am processing and putting the puzzle together so that I can reflect to you what my thought process is, to give you more things to think about and process.
Okay.
Right? Help you, because I'm looking to share, to create insight, build insight, and to help you uncover whatever it is that you need to uncover.
Yeah.
So me being silent is probably my way of trying to piece the puzzle together to share it back with you.
Makes sense. Okay. I think you're gonna have to ask the next question because my phone is dead.
Oh.
Yeah.
What takes, we're going behind the scenes now.
Okay.
What takes longer, documenting the session or preparing for it? And what do we mean by documenting? We have to write case notes. Right? So after every session, we document, we do a general overview, if you will, of what happened in the session, and it's documented in a safe and confidential place.
That's a good question. If it's like grief, definitely the case notes, because grief to me is like, did you cry? No. Okay, we need to do that. Or they're crying spontaneously, which means that they're like shoving down the emotion and then the pressure just busts the pipe. And so now they're crying. So it's not really a lot of prep there. It's really just like, did you cry? You did not. That's probably the problem.
Okay. For me, it's not necessarily what takes longer, it's what takes more
Effort?
effort.
The case notes?
The case notes.
Okay.
Right? Because it's writing.
I don't have a problem with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And on a day where you have back to back to back to back, at the end of the day, I'm just tired.
Okay.
I'm just tired.
I kind of mindless. I don't know. So I somewhat mindlessly do it. I think because like I could even like play music and then just like type. But other people like they have to just like their notes are typed then and there, which saves time for sure.
So I get them done nonetheless. Have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm preparing for sessions. I think the main preparation for me looks like, yo, Verol, you good? Okay. So when I will often say that when I'm at work, I'm at work. When I step into work, I'm ready for work. Right? And so once I have an idea, okay, this is what my lineup looks like for the day. All right. If I need some specific things like questionnaires or toys or whatever, then I know where to get them, crayons, I know what I need to have. Okay? And but preparation isn't difficult.
I think. All right. So like, if it's like a family session, that could take a while.
The preparation.
The preparation. If it's a client that I've had and we've been trying different things and not enough success, like low success, it's like okay. Like it's like you have to kind of like really like go treatment plan mode type things, right? And typically that's what we are trained to do. But because things change all the time, it's then kind of tricky to kind of lean into sticking to the treatment plan. And so everyone kind of has like their own, way of dealing with this. But because some people, they kind of just stick to it and like, this is what we're going to do. Others, like myself, yeah, I'll start off with like a couple steps, but I have to see where I'm gonna go, what's gonna happen next. So I don't like do a whole 20-point plan, or I don't even do 10. I might do 5, I might do 3, just to see. And then sometimes you don't even know really what's going on, so you try out one thing, and then you'll know what then to do after that. So if you were to do like cumulatively add it up, it's like for like complicated cases, yeah, it's quite a lot of planning.
Which includes consultation.
Yeah.
And what we mean by consultation is that we will talk with colleagues. Oftentimes we're not sharing who you are. We are not sharing who you are.
Yeah.
We can't. Right? We can't. We don't share who you are. But we can talk with colleagues and say, hey, loosely, this is the situation. This is what I've done. This is the progress that I've made, if any. Do you have any suggestions? Or I think I need to refer this person. well, who is the best person to refer them to? So you have to do research. Or even before we get to referral, we have to do a lot of research on our own and readings and stuff to say, okay, this is what's happening because you're experiencing anxiety, John is experiencing anxiety, Sue is experiencing anxiety, but everybody is
It is
experiencing
different.
anxiety differently.
Yeah, quite so. Quite so.
Have you ever, or you want to go ahead?
My phone is back, but you are more prepared than me.
Have you ever ended a session and thought, I need 5 minutes to process that?
Yeah,
Okay.
or 5 hours. Yeah.
Yep, it has happened. It has happened. And you take the 5 minutes and process, and then if there, that self reflection that I spoke of earlier is so important because if at the end of the day you're like, oh, it still lingers, do you need to talk to your supervisor? Do you need to consult? Do you need to book your own therapy session? Do what you need to do.
I'm surprised that there's a certain question here that I'm not seeing, which is really kind of wild. Anyway, I'll just ask the question. I guess then I have to answer my own question. That's lame. All right. Do you ever feel like, oh, I'm having deja vu. Holy crap. That's crazy. Do you ever feel like there is, like you have a client and you're like, oh, I have the same problem as you? See, this is why I shouldn't ask questions.
Have you ever had a client who
comes with a problem, but you have the same problem as them?
I don't think I've ever had that.
Okay.
The same problem. We've had
fair.
similar.
Okay.
But again, it's not my session.
No, I know you know. I really only ask it because it's like, well, I guess I'll answer it for myself. It's actually your answer. It's similar. It wasn't exactly the same, but it was something that jarred something else, and it made me kind of realize, oh.
Okay. Or I've had a similar, or this is something I've dealt with in the past.
Yeah.
Okay.
And sometimes, like, I'll even make a note, like maybe in the corner or the top or wherever on the pad, and I'm just like, I just kind of put that there just for something, because like that's just something for me to look at later. And it actually kind of goes back to what you were saying before in terms of just like checking in with yourself for ensuring that you are offering the best service possible, because you don't want transference, counter transference, that kind of stuff. You don't want to be projecting onto them. You don't want displacement to happen. You know, those defense mechanisms. Because ultimately, that's just something you gotta check out. You gotta deal with that. But yeah, you know, there are times where, you know, someone says something. So it's kind of like, is the flip side of the other question, where someone teaches you a coping mechanism, you then realize, again through a client, oh yeah, that is a problem I have. Okay, I guess I need to deal with it. So yeah.
Because remember, you know, again, we're still human beings. We're not superheroes. We're not mutants. And so we still have things going on in our lives. I've had times where I'm like, okay, I'm not taking on any clients with this as they're presenting concerns. For example, some time ago, I had a sudden death in the family, two actually. And I said to my colleagues, listen, this is what's happening. Make no referrals to me for grief and loss. Because now is not the time.
Yeah. You have to know that emotional boundary.
No, it's not the time. And so I try to be very clear. I try to be very in tune with what's happening inside me.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that self-awareness is absolutely important.
Critical. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, I'll ask you. What's the most Jamaican thing a client has ever said that became a breakthrough moment? I have an answer already if you're not ready yet.
Breakthrough for who?
And that's why I didn't specify.
Because what comes to mind is like about it was written in an article that I wrote on our blog,
Oh, yeah.
the KAHLE Journey blog. Coming from my trip down to Black River, and then again when we went to Westmoreland last week, and I heard it again in response to the disaster and the tragedies and whatnot, the trauma and stuff of left by Hurricane Melissa. I kept on hearing variations of "me have life," but "me have life," "me still there," that sort of thing, and it's something that I've used myself, but having had that experience, being in that space,
Yeah.
gave it a deeper meaning for me.
Yep.
And that's why I asked the question, breakthrough for who? Because it was a breakthrough for me, which is evidenced by the article that I wrote. Yeah.
So yeah, same context really. The same hurricane stuff. Like I'm just talking to. At this point, I feel like I've actually counted it. I've spoken to. No, it's more than that. Okay, over like 90 people about the hurricane, and it's interesting that this is something that a lot of the times I would always. And I kind of feel bad, but I have to admit it, I kind of trivialized it. Because sometimes I would consider this to be just like this kind of like offhand thing, kind of similar to my of life. It's like, yeah, you said that, but sometimes people say it in a kind of dismissive way, where it's like they're trying to say something positive, but it kind of still is not, it's kind of still avoidant of like what's really going on. So they're trying to like, oh, but we have life, so it's like, yeah, all right. But in the context of the hurricane, it's like, I have life,
Yeah.
you know. But specifically, what the person said. Well, there's more than one. What they said was, but me a man, so I'm gonna tough it out.
I've heard that too.
Right. And again, as I was saying, it's something that a lot of the times it's just like, yeah, but you know, you don't have to go it alone. And yeah, but you know, I hear you say you're going to tough it out, but the irony is you're kind of just hardening yourself and becoming less sensitive in the situation where you actually need to be more sensitive. But in this kind of context, it's perfect. You need the resilience, and this is where it comes into play, and it's so instrumental in actually getting the strength necessary to rebuild.
Well, you know, one of the things that even this has taught me is that the whole statement, I have life, we have life, them have life, or even man and man, man, tough it out. It doesn't necessarily exclude connecting.
It doesn't.
It doesn't exclude reaching out for help, right? Because before, I'm like man, I got tough it out. All right, yo, you know, I'm solo soldier, right? And so now, it's like, well, we all learn this together. We all a man and man. We all got tough it out together.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. All right. You wanted like 2 more questions?
Yep.
Right.
Let's see. What would you do if someone started a session with, okay, this is going to sound mad or this is going to sound weird?
What would I do?
Perfect. Tell me more already.
That's what I do.
We need to get some water. What we need.
Yeah. I have to lean in, like, because you want to hear it. All right, so that was your last question.
That was my last question.
All right, fine. All right. Interesting. Okay, I'll go with this. What's a belief about humanity What's a belief about humanity you've strengthened through years of practice? You know, that was too deep. I'm sorry. I should have chosen something else. Oh,
I expected you to choose that one, to be
really?
honest. Yes.
Oh, okay.
The belief about humanity that strengthened through years of practice. No. Everyone has hope.
Okay.
Everyone has hope. Everyone has the ability to want more for themselves. And is hoping that more will come. Because ultimately, I think people just want to live. And if you want to live, there is something that you're hoping for to get out of this whole thing.
You have a really good answer. And you see,
Thanks.
I feel no, the answer is fantastic. Truly, I this is why I said like the question too deep, because now my brain is like, I could talk about this positively. I could talk about this negatively. I could talk about this cynically. I could talk about this optimistically, and I don't know which to choose. I should have gone second to last. Oh boy. All right. So I'll just say something.
Be honest.
Okay. If you say so, okay. All right. Let me read the question again. What's a belief about humanity you've strengthened through years of practice? Okay. All right. Okay. You know, it's funny because, like, when you took out time to pause, I was like, what does the quiet tell you? I couldn't help it. And now I'm doing it, and I'm like, okay, what is the quiet telling me? Anyway. So, I guess before, and I guess now, the belief was just people make their own problems and they don't see it. It's so hard to see it, because even I can even put myself in this too, because I'm like, I know, because like, and this is why, you know, it's important to like go to therapy yourself, because I know that someone could look at me and just get it. And then you think to yourself, no, I'm so deep and complex and complicated, can't understand me, right? Which is not true. Because ultimately, the experiences that we're having aren't really different. Like, sure, when you look at like the details, yeah, the details, the minutia, that's specific, that's different. But to make it seem like, you know, in what, 10,000 years of human civilization or whatever it is, oh no one could possibly relate. There's a certain arrogance there. Strong word, but I have to kind of say it just because, like, people will come and it's kind of like, yo, this is going to sound mad. And then you lean in. Or, you know, they think that they're gonna say something that's so egregious that you have no choice but to judge them, when in reality it's like, no, but you're already projecting your own self-judgment onto me. Well, that's not the case. I wouldn't judge you for that. You know what I'm saying? You come to me with that problem, like the last thing I can do is judge you. It wouldn't even make sense. A therapeutic relationship would have been completely destroyed. But yeah, people really make their own pain, and we see this kind of society. We see this in society too, where people are just kind of like, I'm gonna take the shortcut, or I'm not gonna deal with something responsibly, or I'm going to take out my frustrations out on this innocent person or whatever. And people just don't think that there's going to be a ripple effect. There absolutely is going to be. And you're going to be in that ripple. Even if you think you're displacing it. No, not really. You can't hurt people unless you have pain within yourself. Okay, put that on a shirt too. Yeah, it's like you just can't. If I have peace within myself, where am I going to summon the energy to go and like hurt you?
But the thing is, sometimes the hurt is not direct, I feel, or it's not intentional, or you didn't necessarily do something to somebody. The person is hurting, and you, by you being you, even you, if you were the most peaceful person on the planet, you're still gonna feel hurt.
Yeah.
So, I said this to you earlier, that I think all of us all of us will be the villain in somebody's story.
Yes, you did say that.
Right?
Yeah.
And no matter what you do, some person is going to be like, I don't like you, or you're the wickedest person there is, and you're a hypocrite, or whatever it is. Right? So I feel like, yes, persons need to take that, whatever it is, because you just do that self-examination, or get help in doing that self-examination, and make the necessary steps for betterment. Granted, whatever that betterment is, everybody will not agree. May not agree to what that betterment is for you. Right? But you have to ensure that you can live with yourself and you're comfortable, truly comfortable within yourself. I said this, or came to this realization some time ago, where persons who often said, oh, I misunderstood. Sometimes, I would never dare say all the time as I go research, but sometimes it's because you don't understand yourself, why you feel like nobody else can understand you.
Facts. The ultimate projection.
So,
well said.
Okay, guys. So here we are at the end of another episode, and the end of season 1.
Very tearful. Yeah.
Right. So we'll be back with season 2
next
year. Right. We give you thanks for you joining us and listening. Please just continue to share, subscribe, comment, laugh,
live
love. Just be good to yourselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you can rewatch the episodes and reach out and thing, and we can keep the conversation going. No problem at all. Again, like, share, and subscribe. I'm Verol Billett.
I'm Jason Henry.
You can find us at Dr. K.D. Morgan and Associates, 68 Lady Musgrave Road. Also at KAHLE Journey Limited. Also at 68 Lady Musgrave Road, KAHLEjourney.org. Alright, so take a look over there. You'll see a number of things, good things, that I think you will find very useful as we try to reach everybody. Right? So until we see you again, big up yourself, walk good, enough love.